I put about 75 hours on this tractor. I love everything about it, except two things so far. And let me explain.
So what's up, guys?
Oh, you're gonna jump on the ball and get me. I was fixing to say, so what's up, guys? But, I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
So what's up, guys? We are back with another video. Before we get started, go down there, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and like this video so you'll never miss another video that we post. And Happy New Year's! Today is Happy New Year's that we're doing this video on, and it's been a little nasty on New Year's.
It sure has. And before I get any haters saying, how come that boy's not wearing a seatbelt? You don't put your son in a seatbelt. What's he doing in the front seat? Well, first off, he is 8 years old, and in Oklahoma he can ride in the front seat. And second, we're just on our driveway, so yeah, we're just right here by the house because it's cold and we didn't feel like getting the buggy out. And it has been raining for 2 days. And like Houston said, it's New Year's Day. Last night it just rained all night long. We had the most wonderful New Year's Eve celebration at our house. Definitely. It was amazing. Literally did nothing. Like, yeah, Houston and I and Emily and Mom.
They kind of waxed themselves.
We sat at the house and did nothing. It was amazing. Mom and Emily got out a waxing kit that Emily got for Christmas, and they said something about a unibrow or something. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't have no unibrow. But anyways, Houston and I are gonna just take the pickup truck down because it rained a lot more last night than I expected, and I don't even know if we can get out of our driveway this morning. We didn't take a vehicle across the creek, but Weston was gone, so his truck's over there. If we had to leave, we could get out, but I'm not so certain. We moved our game camera that had the otter pictures up to higher ground, so we're gonna go check it and see what it shows. But I do have something else planned for this video, and that's a little Kubota tractor issue that I'm having. There's one thing, well, maybe two things I found on this Kubota L4701 tractor of ours that I don't like, and we're gonna fix one of those little, I don't know if I would call it a mistake that Kubota made, but something they probably should have done better. But first off, let's go check out the creek and see if the water's up. You found what?
Some good tumbling rocks.
Oh my goodness.
We got a tumbler. My dad bought me a tumbler. It's where you put some rocks in it, and it's a little kit, and it basically turns it into crystals.
Well, it doesn't turn it into it. It just polishes them. And
yeah,
some rocks are not meant to be polished, but we'll see. Maybe some rock tumbling videos soon, huh? Yeah. So let's check out the creek. So we still get a lot of questions about the bridge here, and I've got a whole playlist on YouTube about that bridge and why we have it and why we built it and all that. But as you can see, we got this nice creek that crosses our driveway, and it did get up a little bit last night, but not too bad. I mean, I think it never got up high enough that we couldn't get out. So there's that trash leaf line right there, shows how high the water got last night. So it never got high enough that we wouldn't have been able to get out. When Weston came home last night, it was pretty late, so he left his truck across the creek. I don't know, it might have been up a little too high for his pickup, but he didn't want to risk it. But look at that waterfall.
It's a little dirty, but they got it flowing.
Let's go over there and check our game camera, all right? See if those otters have been back.
Yeah, I see the camera. Hey, we're matching.
Hang on, I wasn't recording.
So by the way, we're matching hoodies, and we got the leather. Donkey Footer Ranch. Check out our merch at it's armsummerhomestead.com.
I can't even hear you, and I'm right behind you.
Way up over here. Oh my gosh, look at all the bubbles.
Hey, who wants to take a bubble bath?
Not me.
Probably shaved with all that foam.
Yep. Look at our handprints. about to kill off all of the gunk.
Yeah, well, you put your hands backwards. That's your left hand, or that's your right hand, and that's your left hand.
Your thumbs are on the wrong side, dude. Okay, let's go check this camera.
Now you've got to somewhere up here. How many pictures?
Well, that's a bummer.
5?
We only have 5 pictures. Well, we'll go see what they are. Probably nothing.
Probably rain. This is called Over the Buckles Rock Stick. That's good.
So no good pictures on the game camera. We had one raccoon in a couple days.
A small raccoon.
I would have thought that'd have been a good spot to move it because it's kind of up higher, angled down towards the dam. But that really just tells me the otters haven't been back and the beaver hasn't been through. So I'm gonna go in here in the barn, get started on this little Kubota project I told you about. This is just one of those things. Okay, whatever. So this is just one of those projects I've been meaning to do for a while, and I finally got my hands on the tools I needed or the parts I needed to do it. So come in here where it's a little bit warmer.
Okay, so this is my Kubota L4701 4-wheel drive HST, which is the hydrostatic model Kubota tractor. You guys have seen this a ton. We've had it for probably less than 6 months. It's really dirty right now. I mean, everything's dirty and muddy right now. There's no reason to try to clean it because, well, you guys see what it looks like outside. So I put about 75 hours on this tractor. I love everything about it, except 2 things so far. And let me explain.
And these are very minor details. Now, I'm not saying like Kubota used the wrong engine or Kubota's way underpowered or not enough hydraulics. But there's 2 things I found that are kind of bug me. I'm like, come on, Kubota, you could have spent just a little bit more money.
And the first one is, you see this handle right here? This handle is on the left side, which would be the driver's side of the tractor, which you typically get on and off of. There's a handle. When you're using the tractor and you're turned around looking behind you for a rotary cutter or a box blade or whatever you're doing, you actually use that a lot. But there's not one on that side. However, it is, I don't know if you can see, but it is pre-drilled for a handle over here. It's an aftermarket piece. I found it through a Kubota dealership. I haven't actually purchased one yet, but I am going to be buying a handle for the right side because I'm left-handed. I drive with my left hand and I turn this way a lot. And you wouldn't think just having a handle to hold on to would be a big deal, but I find myself wrapping my hand around this fender and that puts my hand awful close to that tire, and you could catch sticks or briars or thorns or whatever. I just don't want to lose any of my digits. But the second thing is what I'm going to be addressing today, and that is this. Kubota built an amazing tractor that is, in my opinion, about a top of the line machine, the hydrostatic, everything. And then they spend about 50 cents on a toolbox. And I just don't have any storage. So we're gonna do away with this little plastic. I mean, it doesn't even have a hinge on it. It's just plastic folded right there. So I'm gonna take this off and let me show you what I bought. This isn't my idea. I got to searching for Kubota toolboxes and found several videos of everyone just using an ammo can. This was like maybe $12, $15 at Walmart. Now, if I was going to be really professional, I'd sand it down a little bit and paint it Kubota orange or maybe even black. But guys, it's a toolbox. It goes behind the seat of my tractor. It's not that important to me. But having something with a little bit of storage that's solid, that will shut, and I'm not going to... My main concern, other than not having enough storage, is just this lid. It always pops open. So I keep extra DeWalt batteries because I use my DeWalt pole saw on here a lot, extra pins and, you know, some rope and some tools, but it never wants to stay shut. Now there is like a little lock area. I could put a lock on there, but come on, really? So we're gonna take that off and put a new one on. So it's not like this is going to be a complicated swap. I've already got the brackets mounted on here. They come on there from the old toolbox, and then you've got 2 bolts that just already have built-on nuts onto the bottom. So I just need to set my ammo can on here, drill 2 holes, and put 2 bolts in, and it'll be done. Go. And there you have it, just like that. 2 little bolts and 1 ammo can, and I've got a weather-tight steel toolbox that I can put some stuff in that will be strong, sturdy, and be there forever. Now, like I said, if you really wanted to get fancy with it and be perfect, you could paint it Kubota orange to match or paint it black, but I don't see a problem with OD green. And that'll make a good toolbox for a long time. So that little toolbox literally took about 10 minutes, and it gives me a place to put things like extra batteries for my camera, extra batteries for my pole saw, stuff like GoPro mounts and accessories, chainsaw files, whatever I need. It's watertight, so when I'm out doing something on the farm and I'm filming, I try to use a couple different cameras a lot of times, and I have nowhere to put a camera when I'm not using it, because I film a lot for you guys, but also work out there a lot on video or for videos that's not actually filmed. So I tend to put cameras on the ground, and then things happen like sticks fly out of a rotary cutter and hit a camera, or you run over a camera, or they fall off the tractor. So that's something I've needed for a while that will make a huge improvement for like 15 bucks and 10 minutes of my time. All right, so the kids have been out here working their heifers while I've been working on this toolbox, and I've had to make a few changes out here. Now, before everybody gets on me and says this ain't gonna work, these panels are too short, blah, 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 I get it, I understand, but let me go through what I'm doing real quick. So as you can see, all the goats are in the barn right now because it's been raining non-stop for a couple days, and I've got 2 shelters out there that are in the big pasture that the does were in, and the little green one is just fine, but that galvanized one right there, I went out there yesterday afternoon and it was flooded. So that put just about my entire doe herd in one little bitty green shelter, and that just didn't work. So I had to do some rearranging and changing. So Whopper and the donkeys and the alpacas, all except for Rufus and Lucy, got moved over to this little pasture, and they have a large area under the barn right there. Now the goats, the does, have this big area, and with it being so muddy, that corral is just flooded. I mean, it has rained and rained and rained, and you guys saw what the corral looked like where the kids' 2 heifers were. And I mentioned, I think last video, I was going to be making some changes to the barn under here and building more pen areas, kind of like this one has. But all I had temporarily were these sheep and goat panels, and I know they're not made for cattle. They're a little short, but I've got them tied up really well, and they're not going to be there long term. If nothing else, I'll get some portable panels that are made for cattle. But the problem is most of those a goat can go right under, so then we'd have a hard time feeding. There's just not many places that build and sell a combination sheep and goat and cattle portable panel. They're either made for sheep and goats and they have bars every 4 inches, or they're made for cattle and they're 10 inches off the ground and a goat goes under it. So we'll figure this out, but the kids are out here working their heifers this morning. It's a little chilly. It's about 38 degrees out here, and Houston didn't wear gloves for some reason. But My gloves are sitting in there on the tractor, buddy. If I wanted gloves on my hands, I put them on. You're the one complaining about cold hands. But the heifers are doing all right. We're not 100% ready yet. We're getting there, but we're working on the halter situation. We've got them both where they'll lead. They were doing really, really well before Christmas, and then we kind of took about a 4-day break, and Butterscotch over there got really hard-headed over Christmas break. So we're working back into it. Easy. Hey, Pearl, easy. It's okay, easy. Need to tie you a little shorter, don't I? So when I get some panels set up in here this is just a really good spot. I need to put some more wood shavings in here. I'll probably do that in a little bit. This is a really good spot just to keep them dry. They're under cover and out of the terrible mud hole here. I just can't stand that. It just had all I could handle, which they did have a barn that they could get under, but it was still just muddy everywhere, and it's just not good for show heifers. But I'll probably set up a panel, attach it to that wall so we can tie them up. We're gonna have to start washing them soon, guys.
I know.
Have to start washing and blow drying. Ooh. You guys, and that's why I need them tied to the wall.
Just kick me in the butt.
Yeah, Pearl here needs a little bit of work. Butterscotch over there is nice and gentle and calm. But Pearl here does just fine. She'll lead for me. I can put her on a lead rope and she does just fine. But she does like to kick a little. She's a little kicky. Easy, Pearl. But this girl, she's just like a big old teddy bear.
She is.
Aren't you? Ain't you a big old teddy bear? Huh?
With lots of snot.
With lots of snot. She does have a snotty nose. But we're keeping an eye on it. Yes, we may have to give her some medication soon if we don't get her snotty nose cleared up. Everybody was really concerned about her eyes and thought maybe she had pink eye or something, but it just had some drainage. When she first transitioned to our farm, it just took a few days for her to, I don't know, level out.
Some crying stages.
Back up just a little bit. Let me show them. So everybody wonders why Emily and Houston are brushing the hair forward and not pushing it backwards like the natural way hair should lay on a cow. But that's just part of training that hair for clipping and grooming for the show. So these heifers, you know, the hair should lay this way, right? It should lay down this way, but we want it to stand up. So right now we're just working with them, trying to train that hair, get them used to us touching them and grooming them and petting them and brushing them everywhere. And we're making some progress, because you guys remember how wild old Pearl was when we first got her. She was pretty skittish. And her brand is healing up really well. I mean, there's still one little scabbed over area, but it's just about completely healed. So I think they'll do just fine.
Me too. Yeah.
The goats look, y'all got feet. No, Bella, get back. Get back, goats. That ain't gonna work. Gemma, I said get out of
How
here.
did she get back? Oh, she crawled.
Gemma, you're gonna get stepped on or kicked. Out. Out, out, out.
Right back here.
No, Gemma. Stay out there. No, Gemma. You stay out there. No. No. They're kind of compressed in there, dude. Maybe your sister could help you. Here. Houston.
Got nothing.
You cut part of the bag.
There we go.
Hey, can I have my knife? Thank
I don't know
you.
how I'm supposed to.
We're gonna scatter them on the ground. Just spread them out. Just dump it in one spot and then we'll spread them out.
mess. Ready, Dad? Oh, it didn't work.
Try not to kick them in the water trough. How's your lunch, Butterscotch? Alrighty, well, all the animals are taken care of. Chores are done for the day. Got a little project finished on the Kubota that I've kind of been putting off for a while. And I need to get that other handle ordered. I know it sounds silly, but I don't know. I always turn to the right, and I look. That's just the way I do because I'm left-handed. So I turn around to the right, and it'd be nice if there was a handle there. So it's an aftermarket part. That's pretty cheap. I can get it. But I'll tell you what. I don't spend a ton of time in my shop out here working, which I probably will on down the line, later on down the road. But it's cold in here. Like, this spray foam insulation is great, and it makes a huge difference. But like right now, I'm looking at a little thermometer on the wall. You won't be able to see it anyways. But it's 41 degrees in here. And the concrete floor is really cold. So I've been watching old Wrangler Star had several videos in a row now about putting a wood stove in his shop, a big wood stove heater. I don't know that I want to put a wood stove in my shop because I just don't spend hours and hours out there like he does, but I do need some heat. So I'm thinking probably propane, or I don't really want to do electric heat out there, but like a big 5-burner propane heater. I don't know how well it'll do in that big shop, but something just to knock the chill off. What is it, Bear? You need something to knock the chill off, buddy? Huh? You're such a good dog. You know that? But that's a project for a later date. I've got too many other things lined up right now. And I don't know. If we do propane, it's a long ways to run another propane line down there from my propane tank. But it can be done. But anyways, dude. What is it? You need some love? I'm going to go in the house and get warmed up, stoke the fire, and have some lunch or something. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.